Have you ever noticed how your body sometimes reacts before your mind even knows why? A simple text message. An unexpected phone call. Someone says, "Can we talk later?" Nothing bad has happened. Yet somehow your heart starts racing as if it already has. You try to tell yourself you're overthinking. But what if you're not? What if your brain is doing exactly what it was trained to do? And what if the real problem isn't anxiety, but the fact that your nervous system still believes it's living in a world that no longer exists? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may understand yourself in a way you never have before. And if you enjoy exploring psychology, emotional intelligence, and the hidden patterns that shape our behavior, subscribe to the channel. Every week, we uncover practical insights that help you better understand your mind and yourself. Most people believe the brain constantly asks one question: am I safe? But that's not quite true. Your brain asks something even more powerful. Have I been here before? Because your nervous system doesn't simply react to reality. It reacts to patterns. If certain situations repeatedly led to stress, conflict, or emotional pain, your brain quietly stored them as warnings. Years later, it can still activate the same alarm, even when the danger is gone. Think of it like using an old map. The roads have changed. The destination has changed. But your GPS keeps trying to take you down the same route because that's the only one it remembers. Your brain works in a remarkably similar way. It isn't trying to make your life harder. It's trying to keep you alive using information that was once useful. The question is, what happens when yesterday's survival strategy becomes today's biggest obstacle? Type continue, and I'll write part 2. Here's where survival mode becomes difficult to recognize. It rarely looks dramatic. Most of the time it looks responsible. You're always prepared. You think 3 steps ahead. You replay conversations before they happen. You hate uncertainty. People call you organized. But sometimes, what looks like preparation is actually protection. Imagine growing up never knowing what kind of mood someone would be in. Some days felt peaceful. Other days didn't. There was no warning. So your brain learned to become the warning. It started paying attention to tiny details. A change in someone's voice. A different facial expression. A longer pause before they answered. Not because you were naturally observant, but because noticing those things helped you avoid emotional pain. The incredible thing about the brain is that it keeps using strategies that once worked, even after the environment changes. That's why uncertainty can feel so uncomfortable. When your boss says, "Can we talk tomorrow?" your logical mind knows there are dozens of possible reasons. But your nervous system isn't interested in probabilities. It's interested in familiarity. If uncertainty once led to something painful, your brain quietly assumes it might happen again. And before you've had a single conscious thought, your body is already preparing. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tighten. Your heart beats a little faster. Your brain isn't predicting the future. It's remembering the past. The same thing happens with control. Many people believe they simply like having everything planned. Sometimes that's true. But sometimes planning becomes a way of reducing fear. If you can predict everything, maybe nothing can catch you off guard. Except life doesn't work that way. No amount of planning removes uncertainty completely. So the mind keeps asking for just a little more control. One more backup plan. One more mental rehearsal. One more what if. And slowly, thinking becomes exhausting. Not because you're weak, because your brain believes staying alert is its full-time job. The hardest part? After enough years, this constant vigilance stops feeling like something you do. It starts feeling like who you are. You don't say, "My nervous system is scanning for danger." You say, "I'm just an anxious person." "I've always been this way." But what if that's not your personality? What if it's simply a survival strategy that never received permission to retire? Type continue, and I'll write part 3. But survival mode doesn't just change the way you think. It changes the way you live. Have you ever sat down to relax, only to feel like you should be doing something else? You finally have a quiet evening. Nothing is wrong. No one needs you. Your schedule is clear. And yet, you can't fully settle down. You check your phone. You think about tomorrow. You remember something you forgot. Your body is resting, but your mind is still standing guard. That happens because your nervous system wasn't trained to value rest. It was trained to value readiness. If being alert once helped you avoid pain, then staying alert became your brain's definition of safety. And over time, that constant readiness becomes exhausting. Not all at once. Little by little. You become the person everyone depends on. The one who notices when someone isn't okay. The one who solves problems before anyone asks. The one who rarely needs help. At least, That's what everyone believes. What they don't see is the invisible cost. Always scanning. Always anticipating. Always carrying responsibilities that were never yours to begin with. Eventually, your brain becomes so focused on everyone else's emotions that you stop noticing your own. You tell yourself you're fine. Just tired. Just busy. Just stressed. But deep down, it's something different. It's the weight of a nervous system that never truly clocks out. And perhaps the most painful part is this. When someone offers genuine kindness, you don't always know how to receive it. A compliment feels suspicious. Support feels uncomfortable. Love can feel unfamiliar. Not because you don't want those things, but because your brain quietly asks, can I trust this? That's what survival mode does. It teaches protection before connection. Self-reliance before vulnerability. Control before peace. The irony is that the very strategies that once helped you survive can slowly prevent you from fully living. If you've recognized yourself anywhere in this video so far, let me know in the comments with one word. Awake. I'd love to know you're here. And if this conversation has helped you see yourself with a little more compassion, take a moment to like the video. It helps this message reach someone who may need it today. The good news is, this isn't where the story ends. Because your brain isn't broken. It's simply running an old program. And programs can be updated. Type continue, and I'll write the final part. Here's the truth I hope you remember long after this video ends. Your brain is not your enemy. It's incredibly loyal. Everything it's doing today was learned for one reason: to protect you. Think about an old smoke alarm. If it once detected a real fire, it becomes extremely sensitive afterward. Later, even burnt toast can trigger the same alarm. The alarm isn't broken. It's simply responding with the information it has. Your nervous system works much the same way. The difference is that your brain can learn something new. Not overnight. Not by forcing yourself to think positive. But through small, repeated experiences that show your nervous system the present is different from the past. Every time you stay present during an uncomfortable conversation and discover you're still safe, your brain updates. Every time you accept kindness without assuming there's a hidden motive, your brain updates. Every time you make a mistake and realize the world doesn't fall apart, your brain updates. Healing isn't about erasing your past. It's about giving your nervous system enough new evidence that it no longer has to live as though the past is still happening. And maybe that's what safety really is. Not a life without problems, but a mind that no longer treats every uncertainty as a threat. So here's one small experiment I'd like you to try this week. The next time you notice your body becoming tense, before believing every thought that follows, pause for just a few seconds. Take one slow breath. Look around you. Then quietly ask yourself, is this happening right now, or is my brain remembering? You don't need to fight the feeling. You don't need to judge yourself. Just notice. Because awareness is often the first step toward change. If today's video resonated with you, tell me in the comments. What's one moment in your life when you realized your mind was protecting you instead of simply reacting? I'd genuinely love to read your story. And if this video helped you see yourself with a little more compassion, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people who may need this message. Finally, if you're ready to keep exploring how your mind works, and how to build a calmer, healthier relationship with yourself, click on the video that's on your screen now. I think it's the perfect next step in your journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.